is 9:47. It's just 13 minutes until the 10 o'clock candle opens. And I just wanted to walk you guys through some nice little momentum here for Euro USD. So of course, you guys know the most important thing that you pretty much got to do is when you're identifying momentum or just trading in general is you just want to be able to identify support and resistance. You want to understand, are we in between zones? Because that's what I focus on. I focus on momentum being in between zones, right? So waking up, this is for the 6 a.m. push. This is how price left us off. So there's some things that you want to pay attention to. Number one, what you want to pay attention to is where price recently broke. And you can definitely see that price broke this structure here, right? We did break this structure, and we also did break this structure. This was a resistance, now turned support. Now support is almost turned resistance again. But see how we broke below this structure? We broke below this structure. Now the next most important thing is going to be identifying where the next zone is. Because if we are continuing into momentum, you want to get an idea of how many pips is the next zone. So you can definitely see we're at least 10 pips, right? Well, there's 16. And then you want to really pay attention to, let me grab out my little, where is he? I'm looking for my little arrow. Oh, it's hiding behind here. And then you want to really, really pay attention to the wick ranges, right? Why is it not letting me cue this up? There we go. Right, you can definitely see this whole wick range here. Let's get rid of the pip count. You can see this. This is like textbook. This is totally textbook setup because we do have this major resistance here. We've already rejected that resistance here, but we broke this support here. So now we definitely did break the structure, and now we are in between the zones. You guys see that? I'm going to delete these just to kind of clear up the chart because I like my chart to be really clean and clear. You don't even really need the 14 and 50 EMA anymore right now, just from going price action zone to zone, right? So you can, just to clear everything off the screen, you can see we broke these structures. We even broke this, we broke this, and now we're in between zones. So let's just do another little recap. You grab your pip count and you say, okay, well, it's definitely at least 20 pips to the next zone. And based off of this whole wick range, that's pretty much where price is going to want to go, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit fast forward, and I just want you to see how it played out. Just going to kind of freeze. Boom! See how big the drop was? See how big the drop was? We're in between zones. In between zones. And when you look at the current, not currency meter, but when you look at structure, what did structure do? I think this was also Brexit talk, though, so it definitely did help the momentum. Right? Let me clone up these. We have lower lows and lower highs. And I'm going to show you the times. The times are extremely, extremely important. The times are extremely important because this is for the 6 a.m. push. But as you can see, this was right at 5:45. Boom! Price broke structure. Then we made the first little pullback, making its first lower high in between zones. This is that next zone, right? So you can see here, in between those zones. So when you look back on the 15-minute time frame, you can see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and it just kept making lower lows and lower highs, and it actually went beyond the next zone into this whole wick range and even further. So that's a very, very nice scalp to swing, and it ended up going 45 pips. How much more can you ask for in the morning? You can see the structure, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. And then the last little piece of the puzzle is, of course, currency meter. And look at how the currency meter ended up playing out. The US dollar ended up gaining a tremendous amount of strength compared to the euro. That means that we are going to be pushing bearish following the US dollar as that currency. You could also pop up those 1450s now if you wanted to. You don't have to, but we did have a cross. We had a retest. Boom, retest, retest. The strategy works really well still when you want to follow momentum, understanding when price makes, the 1450 cross. It can really help out quite a bit. But just based off the 15-minute time frame, you can definitely see how we did make the 2-2 confirm going into bearish momentum, following this 4 hour, look how strong it was. And we are in between the zones. This is what you're looking for. This is legit textbook. This is textbook money right here. Just textbook money. In between zones, right? Let me go to my plan so you guys can see my trading plan and you guys can see exactly what we're looking for. Trade if you have higher time frame momentum. Did we have higher time frame momentum? Yes. Why did we have higher time frame momentum? Because look how strong. We rejected resistance. Look at this huge liquidity right before, huge liquidity from 2 a.m. until 6 a.m. following the 6 a.m. push, continuing to push into that bearish momentum. But as I did say, that Brexit talk did have a lot to do with the price pushing down even further. But even in the next 7 minutes when price does close, if we continue to close below all of this structure, we're just going to continue to probably follow momentum going bearish. Because we have the structure. We have the structure, right? So let's go back to the plan. We know that we had a higher time frame momentum. Was the currency favored was the currency meter in favor of trend? Yes. Why? Because the US dollar ended up gaining up so much strength compared to the USD. It might change now once I refresh it a little bit. But what it was the euro ended up having no strength and USD was full strength. Right? Let's go back to our plan. You can identify structure. Were we able to identify structure? At the time, yes, because we had the first lower low and lower high. So there's your structure. It broke structure. Look how it broke it. There's your first little pullback. Boom. Pullback. Boom. This was a very, very clean momentum. Even looking back, too, we did have lower lows and lower highs. We were starting to spark a little bit of higher high and higher low, but this was just for liquidity moving into the push. Moving into our push. And of course, pretty sure that we did have the news this morning as well. We tend to have a lot of 5:30 a.m. news, especially going into the late week. As you can see, here it was, here, 5:30. You can see here, 5:30. And this is exactly where, see right here, 5:30. See how it pulled up? Boom, then it dropped, then it made a lower high. It confirmed direction and momentum, but we were already higher time frame momentum just based off of the 4 hour time frame, and that's your bread and butter. You plotted out your zones. Were we able to plot out our zones? Yes, right? Our zones are plotted out. We broke structure, and now we're in between zones. And you can clearly see which direction momentum is going. Just being able to look at this chart, we were able to clearly see, okay, we are going to continue going bearish. Look how strong it is. Why would we not continue to go bearish at this time? So just following your trading plans, however your guys' trading plans are set up, but this is pretty much a very simple textbook trade following higher time frame momentum. So hopefully this helped you guys out a little bit. Hopefully you're able to pull back a couple little nuggets from this. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you did like this video. It helps me continue to post them. You can follow me on my Instagram if you do not already, which is the Wolf of FX. You can follow me. You can email me if you guys want to get in touch with me as well. Just wolfswagon at iCloud.com. And then, of course, my Facebook, just my name, Hal Bray. I'm not a guru. I'm not the best at trading. I'm just your average guy making his living off of trading in the foreign exchange markets. And I just do enjoy posting my analysis, posting what the charts are doing on YouTube for free, because hopefully these can help you guys understand momentum a little bit better, understand that maybe if your guys' trading strategy needs a little bit of improvement, the one thing you might be lacking is understanding how the market moves and understanding that the higher time frames always are going to win. So like and subscribe if you guys do like this video, and I will see you guys on the next one.